I want you to know that God wants the unedited version of you. And when I say that, I mean that the people that he's called you to, the place that he's called you to, your destiny, it needs the unedited version of you to show up. Meaning, when you show up, you're not editing anything, you're not taking anything out. Like, you are using your full story, giving God all of the glory, using your testimony. You're not picking and choosing what you want to say, how you want to say it, when you want to say it. If you're being called, it doesn't matter what it looks like. Don't think that you have to go and edit yourself first before you show up. And I hope y'all really catch this from my heart, and the way that I'm perceiving it. I hope that you're perceiving it in the same way, because a lot of people feel like we're called to something, or we want to go present ourselves and do something, and we have to like edit ourselves first. We have to change this. Like, if you're a person that don't wear makeup, then you feel like, oh, because I'm being called to be a speaker, I got to start wearing makeup. Like, no. And let me use an example of who, because like E.T., the hip-hop preacher, right? Y'all know E.T. is like, I got two people in mind. So E.T. is the first one. Y'all know no matter where he go and show up at, and it doesn't matter the caliber of people, the audience, who he's talking to, he is going to show up in his t-shirt, J's, jeans, a hat. That's just who he is, and he doesn't like he's the number one speaker in the world. I think he still is today. And you don't see him changing his uniform per se, because he has to go speak at a corporate event in front of a corporate audience. So he's putting on a tie and a suit and stuff like that. Like, no, he's not editing himself to show up for anybody. And another person that I like that does that is Krystal Perkins. She is the owner of God Plus Goals brand. And I like that about her too, because every time you see her, she has the same look. She has her haircut with her faux locks, and it has some kind of color in it, like blue all the time. She gonna be repping her God Plus Goals brand, her sweats, her shirts. It doesn't matter where she is, most of the time. And you may see her change a little bit for photo shoots and stuff like that, but she's not editing herself for anybody. What they did was they answered the call and they said yes, and that was it. They didn't go off on their own and say, okay, but I got to do this first and I got to do that. God is calling me to this. Let me do this. I'm guilty of it. Like, I felt like I automatically, when I knew God was calling me to something, I automatically took control of it and started to make all the edits to the story. Like, God is like, okay, here's your script, right? Here's your story. And I'm like, okay, God, you saying this is what my story gonna be? This is what's about to happen? No, I need to, okay, let me go add this, and let me scratch out this line and do this, and let me use the red pen and circle that. Like, no, God is like, nah, girl, that's not what I said. I didn't tell you to go edit your own script. I didn't tell you to edit the story of your life. I didn't tell you to edit this paragraph by taking this one line out so people don't know that this is who you were and what you did and stuff like that. Like, I don't want the edited version of you. I didn't say, Krystal, I'm going to do this to you, but I'm going to, go through this and mark this out and do this and do that. No! The story has to happen the way it needs to happen, unedited. And the story is you. Y'all, this is how we get in situations where we set ourselves back, we set ourselves up, we delay things, hinder ourselves, and a lot of the time we be blaming it on people and, oh, the devil this and blah, blah, blah. But could you be playing can you be playing the enemy in your life because you want to edit yourself? You think it's all good, but it's really not. Anyway, got to go, okay? But nobody wants the edited version of you, because you don't know who needs to hear that part of your story. I'm out of here, y'all. So that's my morning nugget. Follow Fearless Money Inc. Y'all, this year we're gonna be doing great things at Fearless Money Inc. And it's a nonprofit organization that helps wives thrive in their faith and their finances, overcome rejection and fear, say goodbye to fear and hello to life and hello to wealth, and that's wealth in every area of life. You don't have to pick and choose life or business or yourself or your children or yourself or your husband, or you don't have to pick and choose. And at Fearless Money Inc., that's what we want to do, encourage women and help them to conquer rejection and fear and the things that they're going through, and stop showing up as their unedited selves. And we do it not just, before strangers and people we're called to, because we're called to our home. Our ministry is our home, and we may show up as a certain person for our husband and our children, and knowing that we shouldn't even be showing up in that way for them either, because they need all of us. So all right, y'all, I'm out. That was my words of encouragement.